Hey guys, it's Sam, and today I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of the Botanica Tarot. This is a tarot deck that I hadn't actually heard about, but Beehive Books, who are the publisher of this deck, actually reached out to me because they saw my walkthrough of another deck here on this channel, and they asked if I wanted to receive this because this is another nature-themed tarot deck, which is absolutely right up my alley. So big shout out to them for sending this my way. This was created by Kevin J. Stanton, and this is a deck inspired again by nature, flowers, and is gilded. So let's get into it. First off, we have this beautiful box that it comes in with this gold foil on it. Very well made and sturdy. And here is the front. Here's what you get when you open the box. You have this embroidered patch, this really stunning gold charm, these beautiful terrarium stickers. I think this one may be my favorite. And these are all going on my gaming desk. And then this little protective paper where you can say who the deck belongs to. And here is the little guidebook. It's just a little simple book that you get in most tarot decks. This includes some spreads and some instructions on how to get into your deck. And then goes into the different arcana and other cards. It talks about the flowers on each card and what the cards mean, as well as what the flower sort of embodies. So I'll be using the guidebooks to identify all the flowers because obviously I don't know my flowers that well. So let's get into the art. And here is the deck. All of the cards are in this stunning black background. They do have the foiled gilded edges. And they are cardstock, but it is pretty sturdy. So first for the Fool, we have the dandelion. These cards are labeled with symbols more than numbers. For the Magician, we have mistletoe growing on an oak tree. The High Priestess is the elderflower. The Empress is magnolia. The Emperor is John the Conqueror root. And again, in the guidebook, it says what some of these herbs and flowers and things were used for traditionally and how that lines up with the different themes of that card. The Hierophant is a rose. The Lovers is peony. The Chariot is nasturtium. Strength is ironwood. And so far what I'm noticing about this deck is just how moody the colors are. Just this color palette that is super dark, very moody, with the very simple imagery of the flowers. The Hermit is winter cherry, and I just love the image of this. When I looked at this, not even really thinking what the next card would be, I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely one of the solitary cards. And of course it's the Hermit. Wheel is star anise. Justice is gladiolus. The Hanged Man is Narcissus. This is another one of my favorite cards in this deck. Death is lodgepole pine. I love that a pine was used for the death card in this. Temperance is water iris. Again, I love these moody cards with these like purples, blues, a little bit of green in there. Stunning. The Devil is deadly nightshade. You can probably hear me smiling because this was an excellent choice and just, ooh, look at that card. The Tower is wild apple, and they do mention in the guidebook that this was sort of inspired by, you know, like Adam and Eve. They pull from different myths here with these flowers and herbs and things. The Star is jasmine. I love this because these little flowers look like little stars. The Moon is queen of the night. And of course the Sun is sunflower. Judgment is the Easter lily, and the World is Keats. Now we get into the Suit of Cups, and you'll notice that the images at the top is like the numbering system. You can tell what suit it is and the number up there. So the Ace of Cups is the lotus. I think this is wonderful since the lotus is a water flower. Two of Cups is the ghost orchid and pond apple. Three of Cups is the olive. Four of Cups is the pitcher plant. This is such a weird little plant. If you've never seen one in person, please Google it. They are so weird. They're a carnivorous plant that looks so odd. Five of Cups is Lily of the Valley. Six of Cups is Buttercups. Seven of Cups is Protea. The Eight of Cups is Acante. Look at that. Stunning. The Nine of Cups is Baobab. And the Ten of Cups is Medinilla Magnifica. The Page of Cups is the Wild Strawberry. The Knight of Cups is Eglantine. The Queen of Cups is Sorcerer's Garlic. And the King of Cups is Centauri. Now we get into the swords cards. The Ace of Swords is Sage. Love that. It's a very popular herb among witches. Two of Swords is Sugar Kelp. Three of Swords is Bleeding Heart. And I love this. Every Three of Swords card has this similar imagery, but I love that because it's one of those just stable cards through almost all tarot decks. Four of Swords is a Snowdrop. I also love this flower. Five of Swords is a stinging nettle. I think I know a lot of these in the Swords family, which is funny because I've been really vibing with Swords cards lately, even though they are savage. Six of Swords is Snuffbox Sea Bean. Seven of Swords is Foxglove, and this gives me such like Alice in Wonderland vibes. The Eight of Swords is Ice Plant. The Nine of Swords is Poppy, and the Ten of Swords is Bluebell. The Page of Swords is Mandrake. The Knight of Swords is the Venus Flytrap. Queen of Swords is the Red Oleander, and the King of Swords is Camilla. Next we have the Wands. The Ace of Wands is Hawthorn. Two of Wands is the Snapdragon. Three of Wands is the Sakaki Tree, and I love this card. Four of Wands is Frigg's Grass. Pulling from Norse mythology here. We saw some Japanese mythology in some of the last cards. Five of Wands is Thistle. Six of Wands is Clematis, and this is one of my favorite flowers ever. I love how they vine like this. Seven of Wands is Datura. Eight of Wands is Blackberry. Look at this. I love this with these thorns. Nine of Wands is Saguaro. 10 of Wands is Forget-Me-Not. Page of Wands is Sacred Fig. Knight of Wands is Passion Flower. Queen of Wands is Halupu Tree. And King of Wands is the Pomegranate. Lastly, we have the coins. The Ace of Coins is Grapes. The Two of Coins is Blue Water Lily. The Three of Coins is Saffron Crocus. Four of Coins is Honeysuckle. The Five of Coins is Helleboree. Six of Coins is Raspberry. Seven of Coins is Anemone. Eight of Coins is Acanthus. Nine of Coins is Purple Saxifrage. 10 of Coins is Eucalyptus. Love a good eucalyptus. Page of Coins is the Daisy. Knight of Coins is Honesty. Queen of Coins is Chrysanthemum. And King of Coins, which I think is very fitting, is Oak. There are also some cards included by the author that are like postcards that you can send. So this deck is different from many decks that I have seen. Obviously, it being centered around the language of flowers is very unique, but also it's going to be very challenging, I think, for a beginner tarot card reader. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for a beginner just because you're not going to be able to get the imagery out of the flowers unless you are very familiar with flowers. So if you are a gardener, if you are very into flowers and know a lot of the myths and meanings behind these flowers, I think this is a great beginner deck for you, possibly. But I think for most people this is going to be hard to kind of interpret some of these cards if you're learning and trying to go off of intuition. But also, if you are a tarot card collector, I think these are stunning and very unique. Again, if you are into nature or if you are a more experienced reader, I think that you are really going to enjoy these. I really enjoy tarot decks that have a theme that I can learn more about. For example, this one, learning more about flowers. I have another deck that is based around folklore mythology around the world and makes me learn about those mythologies when I'm reading those cards. So I do enjoy the extra element that decks like this add. So I will leave buying information if you're interested in this deck down below. But also comment down below and let me know if you are interested in this deck or if there are any decks that this deck reminds you of. I know there are a number of decks out there that do have more simple imagery like this. So let me know if you have ever used a deck like this and how you read intuitively, if you do that at all, with a deck that is more simple like this and doesn't include any human imagery. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye.